Hello everyone and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are here in NeoBurgh today and it's a great day because we have finally set up our construction... Oh wow, our construction empire. This has a lot of stone to take over to down to here. And it's actually on its way back already, which is good. So we basically set this up last time. Has it been down with stone? Yes. No? Maybe. Where are the bricks? Hold on. Are we bringing bricks back? Oh, I see the issue. So we're picking up bricks, but then we're delivering them here. So we need to deliver them here in order to then drop them off somewhere that can actually deliver bricks to their final destination. So that should sort that out. That was a slight oversight on my behalf there, but it is sending a lot of stone, so hopefully this will put its... I don't know what's happened to those 70. Where has those 70 gone? They've just disappeared. But anyway, we now have our construction empire pretty much set up the way we want it. We can start to think about, and what I mean there is we've got the water lines set up. We may well need some more vehicles on this as time goes on, but these are making a lot of money, and you know, this second line that we've put in to take stuff down is also making a fair bit of money, but will make more as time goes on. What I mean by our construction empire is pretty much set up. We have all of the different cities pretty much connected. Let's just pop another one on here just so that it's got capacity to take those through. And hopefully that will actually keep things moving a little bit better. What would be really nice is if we could remove the... We can't remove the lights here, which is a bit of a pain. So they're just going to have to be there, unfortunately. But we are providing to all cities, including Kesgrave now, which is really good because that means that basically this one depot can supply the entire map with bricks. So as long as we get our bricks to here via this handy little ferry here, we should be able to hopefully make a fair bit of money because it will just bump up how much bricks are actually getting to where they need to go. So this one's coming into harbour here a little bit awkwardly. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway. But this means that we can start to think about putting in our train line to bring stone down here and hopefully provide a lot more stone to these lines to then take down to the different construction material plants. So if we just put a road around here, so this will be a simple road just circling or going around the construction material plant. And then if we do, we don't really need it down here. So what we will need is a cargo station up here, which will go either end. So this will plug into down here. So if we just try and plug that in, there, it's saying it's too much slope, but that may be because this road's here. If we did that, it will go in. It's just literally... too much slope. Let's try removing this for the time being. We've got a lot of money, so we can do this without too much worry. Will that go in like so? Yes. Do we want to go up to 199? I don't think 199 is really needed. We'll just put in a bridge like that. That'll be fine. And then this will be our first train line. This, I can't believe it's our first train line. We've finally made it to trains. But let's face it, we've been planning this for quite a while. Probably episode 1, really. And then long term, I'd hope that they would go out this way towards the other stone facilities. So I don't know whether we'll be able to put this in as it currently stands. Would we be able to go over the top of these, potentially? Or we could potentially come in down this way. So if we try going up and over here, maybe a little bit more, then that doesn't interfere with the train line there, and it keeps that connection pretty much the exact same as it was, which is good. So the train line up this way will allow us to have our stone come through via train. I do want to put it in that direction. So what I mean by that is have pretty much like a stone, a train depot here, like this. I don't know whether that will be too much of a drop to make it down there. Excuse me. All of a sudden I've got bad hiccups, which is not what I want. Not right now. Yeah, that might be a little bit demanding. So we might need to put it in potentially like this. And then what we can do is go around here. And then up. This won't go any further down, which may be a slight issue. Bridge pillar collision. Seriously? Where is it not a bridge pillar collision? Ah, you know what? We can use those and then it won't be a bridge pillar collision. Oh, although this road will become redundant, so... Let's take that bit out there. Take this bit out here. Connect this into there. Too much slope. This may need to go out a little bit and then come back. So if we did something like this. then that should allow these to connect in. It's a bit silly that we're using high-speed rail and they're not even going faster than 70 miles an hour, but it's what's needed here in order to get this in. So let's put in a road out this way. We can connect that one in there and delete that back. So then if we connect this road in down here, it's almost like that's been built in there for this. That's perfect. Okay. Then that can continue as needed without any problems there. The line should just go straight up. And we can put in this train line with time. What might be really good is to put in a road down this way so that we can get our bricks up through this road rather than having to go that way. But I don't know which way it would be quicker. It's just a case of it will use whichever way is the quickest. For now, this will be our track that we're putting in, our train track. So if we pop this in like so, we can put in signals to keep things moving. It's ironic that these won't necessarily go that much faster than the the road line that it's replacing, but it is hopefully going to transport a lot more stone, which we need. So that's a lot of stops, but it's probably going to be quite a slow line. So it's not too bad considering it has to go over a hill or a mountain, whatever you want to call it. So that will be our very first train line on this map, which is quite quite a big achievement, I think. It's just a case of where do we put the depot now? So we pop one here. We can pop this in. Too much slope. Oh, really? Why? What do you mean too much slope? Too much slope? Alright, well, do that instead then. And we'll put a non-one-way stop there so that trains can come out to it. Right, as for locomotives, what we just got the new gondolas, didn't we, that go up to 99 mile an hour. So it might be worth putting one of these higher speed vehicles on. That being said, this is quite an expensive train to run each year. I don't know whether we want to start with, say, the Series 246 and then go up to that one in time. It's probably best. The emissions are only a little bit different, really. And to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to be... Oh, wow. This really doesn't have that much pulling capacity as much as I thought it would. Whereas this has a lot more. Bearing in mind it's got to go uphill. 216 meters, 320 capacity. Do we go for one of these? Although that is a huge amount of money. which we can't afford. So I guess that answers it for us, doesn't it? We'll go for one of these, keep it on good power rating. It's still 20 million. We don't have that money. But we will one day have that money, so let's just prepare this line a little bit for that time. So it's going to be going through, and we want it to pick up and drop off stone, with obviously this one being the destination, really. But yeah, that's set up the way that we need it to be. So this would be our first rail line. Cargo, rail, stone, number 1. And probably the only one that we'll really have in this entire game, really, because this will be extended to go down here, and then that will be pretty much all of the actual stone that we require going forward. Because, I mean, we do have one up here, which we may well connect in over here or something like that. But, oh wow, we're up to 352. How are we up to 352 if we have only been bringing up 252 stone? How's that happened? I'm not complaining, because it means that this will be full and then go really quickly. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for us to actually be able to afford to make the most of this line that we've just put in, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. For the time being, hopefully these road lines are doing a somewhat good job. Wow, this needs so much stone. We're going to need another vehicle on it. Which is annoying, because this is the vehicle. Yeah. Just delivered a load of bricks. Never mind. It is what it is. So we're going to have 2 vehicles going at the same time. Which shouldn't be too bad, actually, because this is almost at 500. So that's doing somewhat well. This still isn't sending its bricks. Is it because this just hasn't gone down with a load yet? No, it hasn't. Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it is what it is. So we need that train in order to start bringing stone, a lot more stone over, a lot more quickly. How much of this is getting to where it needs to go? 87%. Hopefully adding that other vehicle on here will help. The boats are the slow part of the line, but they do bring back quite a lot of bricks. Why are they not full? Why are you not full? Go back. Go fill up. You've got plenty of bricks there. Why aren't you... Why are you not filling up? 100% bricks. So why are you not filling up with 100% bricks? Maybe you need to have a minimum stop time there to make sure that you do. That's weird. I think I've encountered this before in other saves, so hopefully putting a minimum stop time of say 15 seconds should mean it'll pick up. So that's taking 252. This is gonna pick up another 252. Down here, we have a whole load of bricks waiting to come through. And this has 190. I don't know how we're only producing 75. But I guess it's a case of, now that we've hooked up the second construction material plant, it doesn't necessarily need to make any more. This is going to need so many vehicles in order to make this work. So yeah, that literally only needed a few seconds. So if we bump that down to say 5 seconds minimum stop, then that should be enough, hopefully, to fill up and go back. I don't know why it wouldn't just fill up, but I think we've had this before where you're dropping off and picking up at the same time. It sometimes doesn't fill up the last compartment for whatever reason. Anywho, these things happen. Oh wow, Kesgrave wants quite a few bricks, so I guess where it's quite a long line, it's probably a case of it just can't get those to where they need to go quite as quickly as possible. So this line is making a lot of money, but it should be making a lot more when we're actually taking bricks back from here, because then it'll be filled both ways. A little bit like this line has been. That's crazy that we've got two 252s going up at the same time. This is going to have 500 stone. It's not going to be able to send enough. Perhaps we ask these to fill up on this side for, should we say 90 seconds? Because it will at least then have a decent load to take back. So that's 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Down here, we're going to need to start using the spare port that we've got here. So that would be number 3. So everything can use that spare port, should it be needed. We really need that train to start bringing the stone down a little bit quicker, because these are only doing 250, you know, not even the full 400 at this rate, and this road line's having issues. I mean, it's losing cargo here, and that's with a fair few vehicles, 10 vehicles on there. Ah, they're stopped here. I see. It's the only problem with having one line do 2 different source factories. One's going to be busy, the other one's going to be not so busy if they're having to fill up. But this should be bringing down stone, bringing back bricks. I mean, we could possibly put mean, that has a capacity of 250. Now that's quite a high capacity. How much capacity is this vehicle going to have? Series 246 with gondolas down to there, 120. So, presuming it fills up, it's going to be doing 120 each way, about 99-mile-an-hour speeds, which it's not going to get to because this track is not exactly straight and flat. It is through here, but not through here. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Hopefully, if we do put in the line over this way, it will be able to do those bits really quickly. It'll just be this side that lets it down, unfortunately. So how much does one of those cost? Oh, I just removed it. Series 246 with, no, not that, these ones. 120 capacity, 20 million. That's a lot of money. A lot of money for a train, which will be replacing a road line that has a higher cargo total. I mean, it's doing 230 every 79 seconds, which is quite high. It's not bad. So that train line may not be such the improvement that we want it to be. I mean, some ways through here, it's not even up past 50. It's not going to be at 50 mile an hour coming out of the train station to here, but at the same time, we want it to be going relatively fast and utilizing that speed that the train would have over the road. And down here, I mean, it's 49. It's quite low. But then again, it's coming out of the train station here, 50. Going back in at just under 50. So that's more or less the speed that the road vehicles go. And then it picks up to 67, down to 57 here. So it may not be a pure speed advantage. It's going to be capacity though. 120 each train. It's going to be providing quite a lot, and hopefully it can do a couple of routes in a year. So hopefully that will make the money and more crucially provide the shipment that's needed for these boats. This one again is filling up really quickly. So that's at 252 going up, 252, 252. How's this one doing down here? So we've provided the 252. We're just producing bricks now. It's probably going to take a little while for this to trickle through because the demand's being met by the other two. So that line may not make a huge amount of money for a while. That being said, it's just made 2.6 million, which more than comfortably covers its costs. So even if it doesn't make that much coming back, it will hopefully make enough to cover its running costs. And I mean, there's already 123 there for it to take back, so it's doing quite well. This one's really taking off. It's getting up to level 3 now, which is pretty crazy. How's the Kesgrave line doing? It's not actually delivered any yet, has it? I don't think so, at least. Let's put another vehicle on it. That should at least, hopefully, allow more and more to get through. And if we just take a quick look at traffic, things are flowing pretty well, which is good. There's a little bit of issues here. Nothing too bad. So things are going quite well. Dover is probably receiving all of its need. It's not quite. So we have capacity for these to grow, albeit little by little. And you know, that's a good thing, because it means that these can hopefully make a decent amount of money. It'll only take time for this to start bringing through the bricks that we need. And this boat line is potentially going to make a lot of money. I'm a little bit concerned about these being so close together, but hopefully, if they have to fill up, they might take a little bit of time to do that. What we should do up here, though, is add a second stop for it, so that both boats can actually drop off their goods and get those into the construction material plant to create more bricks. Because if they're not there, then it won't do that. In fact, we could use the number 2 rather than number 1 as the destination, and then use number 1 as the overflow, and then that way it shortens the line a little bit. Hardly, but it's something at least. Have we actually provided any bricks to Kesgrave? We have. They're starting to make their way through. And we make a fair amount of money there. Not necessarily enough to cover all of the costs, I don't think. 613, 166 each year. So, yeah, let's see as things start to roll through whether we make much there. But there's still a lot of demand that is not quite being fulfilled. So these construction material plants have room to grow. This is going up to 136. Yeah, there's a comfortable bit of growth potential there. We literally just need this train, and that will increase the amount of stone that's coming through for these lines, albeit it doesn't really need it. You know, we got a whole load stored. This is still making money. It's literally just to improve things coming back, because if we can bring bricks back, this line we'll be making money both directions, so this will probably double, or go up. It may not double, but then we need to do a train line through. What that looks like, whether we do 2 lines, one to Winsford, one to West Ham, or whether we do 1 line that goes to West Ham, Winsford, and then maybe even up to Kesgrave. I don't know. I mean, we could then even go on to the construction material plant here and bring construction materials back for these 3. Maybe even drop them off here to bring over to this point using this same boat. But that'd be a lot to to put in, and I don't know whether we would really want to do that. Whereabouts are the... West Ham is a bit of a nightmare when it comes to trying to avoid emissions, because its residential zones are all over the place. So that's a bit tricky. Winsford, its residential zones are mostly in the mountains. We could trim these, so delete these other buildings out here and put a line down on the river's edge, but it would be pretty tricky to keep those emissions away from the residential area. Then again, if we're coming through this way, we could just do a stop over here and it go backwards and forwards or something like that. Kesgrave might be a bit better. We put a station over here and then truck it in. And then we just literally need to get stone to here, and we've got stone over here, so we could just do a train line up. That may well be the best bet for getting that linked in. But yeah, things are going really well. Swindon is actually... it's got a little bit more demand there now, or supply. This is slowly making its way back. It really does take quite a while for these boats to get to where they need to go, doesn't it? Might even need another boat on this. It's that crazy. I'm just hoping that this does not overflow. Doesn't look like it will. So hopefully we can even these out a little bit with time. Oh, we've got some bricks there now. This has started to produce. This is coming back with only 11 bricks, but they'll be there for when it picks them up going back, so that's fine. It's got 164 stone, so it's going to be producing some more bricks as time goes on. And yeah, it's taking time, but it will grow, and hopefully grow to a point where we can make a fair amount of money off of it. That being said, we do need to get a train line in here, because this percentage is only going to go down as more shipment goes on. You can see that the vehicles are just acting very one-sided because the shipment isn't even. It's coming down here and waiting, and then it can't keep going. Whereas the train doesn't really matter about that stuff. It will just pick up what's there and go. So that is how things are. This boat is literally taking a month of Sundays to get down here. It's taking so long. Hopefully this will relieve some of the pressure on these lines. So we're going to about half that. Hopefully these are going to get to their destination in the next episode. So I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. If you've been enjoying this series, then why don't you consider subscribing? It's the best way to keep up to date with the episodes as they come out, and it really helps my channel. You know, I'm doing this just for the fun of it, and I don't want you to miss out as new episodes come out. So, you know, let me know what you think in the comments and with your thumbs. But until next time, have a good one. Thanks. Goodbye.